Hello friends, welcome to EC Academy.
In this lecture, let us understand shift resistors. Resistors are used to store the data. Here, shift resistor specifies the data is stored in the resistor by shifting the data. So, the shift of the data can be towards right side or towards left side. So, we can say the data are entered and stored in a shift register. So data are entered and stored in shift registers. Once the data is stored, this data can be taken out whenever it is necessary or whenever it is needed. A 4-bit shift register is shown in this figure. So it comprises of 4 D flip-flops. So shift registers can be designed using JK flip-flop or D flip-flop. So we are using D flip-flop here because D flip-flop is having simple operation. Along with this D flip-flop, we are having clock signal which are connected to 4 flip-flops. So these clock signals are applied at a time for all the flip-flops so that they can produce output at a time. Since we are using 4 flip-flops, we can store 4 bit of data. So number of flip-flops will decide number of bits that can be stored. So if we are using 8 flip-flops, we can store 8 bit of data. So in this figure, we are taking 4 flip-flops, so we can store 4 bit of data. Before going to the operation of shift register, let us understand the working of D flip-flop. So it is having a clock signal along with the input D and output Q. So generally we call Q as Qn plus 1. Qn plus 1 specifies output of D flip-flop after applying the clock. When clock signal is not applied, whatever might be the data, D flip-flop will act as memory device. So if clock signal is 0, if the input is either 0 or 1, output will be the memory, which means so output will be the previous state that is stored in the D flip-flop. Now when we make clock as 1 and if data is 0, output will be 0. If clock is 1, if data is given as 1, D is given as 1, output will be 1. So we need to remember this. So clock should always be equal to 1 and the data should be applied to the D flip-flop so that we can get the output. So if input is 0, output will be 0. If input is 1, output will be 1 in D flip-flop. So using this knowledge, let us understand the working of shift register. Now initially let us assume all the outputs of 4 flip-flops are 0. Now before applying the clock signal, this output of flip-flop will act as input to the next flip-flop. So since we are directly connecting the flip-flops in series, this output will act as input to the next flip-flop. So let us write that before applying the first clock pulse. So here for second flip-flop, this will be the input. For third flip-flop, this will be 0 will be the input, and the fourth flip-flop 0 will be the input. Now for first flip-flop, we are applying the input as serial in, and for the fourth flip-flop, whatever output we are getting, we will take that as serial out. That's why this shift register which we are discussing, we call that as serial in, serial out. Now this is the serial input that should be applied to the shift register 1010. Now let us say the first bit 0 is given as serial input. So 0 is given as serial input, and when first clock pulse is applied, let us say 0th clock pulse is applied, from this truth table of D flip-flop, when input is 0, output will be 0. When input is 1, output will be 1. So it is very simple. Now using this knowledge, when input is 0 for the first flip-flop, output will be 0. Already 0 is here as the input, so output of second flip-flop will be 0. So due to this 0, output of third flip-flop will be 0. Due to this 0, output of fourth flip-flop will be 0. So that's why we can write, when input is 0, serial in is 0, Q3 will be 0, Q2 will be 0, Q1 will be 0, and Q0, which is serial out, that will also be 0. Now again, before applying the clock pulse, the output of first flip-flop will be input to the next flip-flop. So this 0 will be input to the next flip-flop, again 0 will be input to the next flip-flop, 0 will be input to the next flip-flop here. Now let us say we are applying the input as 1. So if we are applying input as 1 for the first flip-flop, and if we apply the next clock pulse, so due to this 1, output of first flip-flop will be 1. So output of first flip-flop will be 1. For the second flip-flop, input is 0, so output will be 0. For third flip-flop, input is 0, output will be 0. For the fourth flip-flop, input is 0, output will be 0. So we can say we are applying serial in as 1, output of first flip-flop is 1. So for the remaining flip-flop, output will be 0. Now before applying the next clock pulse, we should analyze the input of each flip-flop. Due to this 1, input to the second flip-flop will be 1. Due to this 0, input to the next flip-flop will be 0. Again, due to this 0, input to the fourth flip-flop will be 0. Now let us apply next bit as input. Let us give input as 0. Due to this input, output of first flip-flop will be 0. So output of first flip-flop will be 0. Due to this 1, output of second flip-flop will be 1. So output of second flip-flop will be 1. So due to this 0, output of third flip-flop will be 0. And due to this 0 input, output of fourth flip-flop will be 0. When the next clock pulse is applied, when serial input is 0, output of first flip-flop is 0, output of second flip-flop is 1, output of third flip-flop will be 0, and fourth flip-flop again it is 0. Again, before applying the clock pulse, we need to see what are the input to the flip-flops. Now due to this 0 output, input to the next flip-flop will be 0. Due to this output, input to the next flip-flop will be 1. So input to this flip-flop will be 1. Again, due to this output 0, input to the second flip-flop will be 0. So input to the second flip-flop will be 0. Now let us give the next bit as input. Let us give input as 1. And let us apply the next clock pulse, which is 3. Serial input is 1. Now due to this input, output of first flip-flop will be 1. So output of first flip-flop will be 1. Due to this 0, output of second flip-flop will be 0. Due to 1, output of third flip-flop will be 1. And due to 0, output of fourth flip-flop will be 0. So the output will be 1, 0, 1, 0. So if you can observe here, the input is 1, 0, 1, 0. This 1, 0, 1, 0 is stored in 4 flip-flop. So here data is entered and it is stored. Now to take out this data, we need to apply next clock pulse. Before applying the next clock pulse, let us analyze the input to the each flip-flop. So due to this 1, input will be 1 for this flip-flop. Due to this 0, input will be 0 to this flip-flop. Due to this 1, input will be 1 to this flip-flop. So we don't have any serial input, so that's why we can take that input as 0. So at the first flip-flop, input will be 0. So output of first flip-flop will be 0. Output of second flip-flop will be 1. Output of third flip-flop will be 0. And output of fourth flip-flop will be 1 once we apply the clock signal. So let us write that data 0, 1, 0 and 1. So these are the output at each flip-flop. For the next clock pulse, in the same way if we analyze, so input is not available, so we can take input as 0. output at each flip-flop will be 0, 0, 1 and 0. For the next clock pulse, again input is not available after 4 bits, we can take that as 0. So output of each flip-flop will be 0, 0, 0 and 1. And for the next clock pulse, so input is 0, so output of each flip-flop will be 0. So for the 7th clock pulse, the resistor is cleared. So resistor does not contain any data, which means it is having 0, or we can say it is reset. This is the working of shift resistor. Hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.